guys, what's up? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you how you can purchase Canadian permanent residency. You must be thinking this is some kind of a joke. But really, I have people asking me all the time, how can I buy it? So today I'm going to tell you exactly how to purchase it. Guys, it's like minus 10 degrees right now, so it's cold. If you see sometimes I'm putting my hat on, I'm just freezing. I'm trying to do it without it. Let's see what happens. I want to tell you, first of all, we are not going to be looking at any illegal ways of obtaining it. Everything what I'm going to be mentioning in this video is going to be legal. Now also remember that this video is made for informational purposes and don't consider it as a legal advice. For that you can go to some immigration consultants or lawyers. Today we are going to be talking about common misconceptions. What are your options to purchase it, and, well, how much money it's going to cost you, because it can be really cheap, but it can be extremely expensive as well. Okay guys, so how this video was made. I had people who told me such things. I'm a well-to-do man or a woman in my home country. I have a lot of money. If I go to Canada with all that money, would they let me in? I had people who said, well, I'm a good Christian, and they would definitely like to have a good Christian in Canada because why not? And, well, there's lots of misconceptions happening here. Some people even believe that they can just come here to Canada, buy a house or an apartment because they have lots of money from back home, and that would grant them permanent residency. But that doesn't work like that. You can definitely buy a place, and if you need, I can recommend a real estate for your agent, depending on which city you are from, but it's not going to get you a permanent residency here in Canada by just buying that real estate. And this video is not dedicated to only rich guys, because in the end of the video I'll let you know, if you stay that long, I'll let you know the cheapest options, how anyone can basically afford doing that. Okay guys, let's start with expensive and complicated ways of buying it. Well, first of all, you can start a business in Canada by getting a startup visa. Basically, you can start a business here, but it's not that easy. You actually have to go through one of those angel companies, corporations, from one of those like a Shark Tank. You have to pitch your business plan. You need those people to invest into your business plan. So it's complicated and could be expensive, not too expensive, not overly complicated. It's still possible, but it requires money. Now, the cheaper option would be to come here as self-employed. In reality, there are actually two streams for self-employed people, which is way cheaper. You just have to create a job for yourself. You come here and you start working. Now, of course, you need some work experience. It has to be one of the two categories, which is either cultural or athletic. So if you're a sports person, like an athlete, or you can be something related to that kind of activity, there is an entire section of NOC codes that fall under it. Like you have your own club in your home country and you're self-employed, you are an athlete, you're a coach, you might be eligible. And when you're talking about the cultural thing, well, you're a famous singer or something like that, definitely recognition, world recognition. You know, guys, actually, even the librarian falls under that category. There's a huge opportunity there for a lot of people who are involved into culture or sports. But of course, it's made mainly for those celebrities, for those people who are able to come here, establish themselves as self-employed and create business here in Canada. Now here's the trick for very rich people of you who are like, well, I have millions of Canadian dollars. Can I just give that money for somebody and to invest it into Canada, and we'll just stay and get the dividends, get the benefits, do not get involved into business absolutely like that and just get a PR? No, it actually is not working like that. There was a program similar to that somewhere in Quebec. Well, they are special. They have their own immigration program from the rest of federal government, and they have their own system. Now, they closed it temporarily. There might be some changes to it. We'll see how it works out. The program that they have right now, you have to actually deposit $200,000 into like a fund. So it's a deposit. If you don't fulfill the regulations where you are like not going to start the business that you're planning to start, they'll take away the $200,000 from you. So first of all, you have to be rich, and then you have to get $200,000. So let's look at something what we speak here. We speak English on this channel. I don't know any French. So I am assuming majority of you are not going to Quebec. If you do, I can make a separate video for you guys. But for Ontario, let's look at Ontario OINP for entrepreneurs. Guys, it's getting too cold, so I'm gonna put my hat on. Guys, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you can just go and buy the Canadian permanent residency. Just go like, give $100 and get a card for yourself. That's not going to be illegal. It doesn't work like that here in Canada. And there are people online who claim themselves to be immigration consultants. If they're not licensed, a lot of times they would say, well, we can, you pay that money, they're going to create a fake job offer for you that's going to expire by the time you get your immigration done or something like that. All sorts of shady garbage they're going to tell you to get that money from you. Now, you're going to be even lucky if they produce any kind of that document. Sometimes they can just take your money and disappear. So never go for those unlicensed, unregulated immigration consultants. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. And also, if you feel something is shady, it probably is shady. Stay away from that. Fake marriages, getting, like adoption. I heard people doing this kind of things. Guys, Canada immigration guys, they are very aware of all those schemes. They're not stupid. They face it every day. So they know that if they catch it, you are basically going to be banned from Canada for 5 years, deported, and you're going to lose your status, and you already lost your money. So stay away from scammers like that, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you in this video. Now let's talk about the actual ways on how you can get your permanent residency. Alright, you rich guys, are you ready to get for OINP? Well, first of all, there is a program like that to start a business. Some people are thinking, well, I'm going to come to Canada, I'm going to open another 7-Eleven, I'm going to open a car wash, I'm going to go to Greater Toronto Area, GTA, and, well, I'm going to get a gas station like everyone else does, and I'm going to get PR. So easy. Guys, reality is that there is a restriction business list there, and such things as car washes in GTA, not GTA 5, but Greater Toronto Area. It's one of the restricted businesses. Same applies for the car wash and for this, what is this called, gas station. So, and if you're planning to open some franchise, it's already in Canada, that also falls under that restricted category. So check out the restricted category before you plan to invest any kind of money into Canada. And if you're planning to invest into Greater Toronto Area, you need to have a net worth of $800,000 Canadian. And if it's outside of the Greater Toronto Area, then it's $400,000 Canadian net worth. And you have to invest money, you have to be actively involved into that business. So you cannot just invest that money and let somebody else run for it and you get like, you cannot just give money and get PR in exchange. So it is actually a really complicated process. You go through OINP program. You have to show your English level, you have to show your education, your experience, human capital. So you show all that stuff. Right on top of it, you show your business plan, and after that, you invest a certain amount of money that's required. If you go to IT, guys, by the way, IT businesses, informational technology stuff, so media, it's less money. They want that kind of business in Toronto. Now, you have to go through the entire criteria. You get the point system, and there is also, you need to get an invitation to apply. So there is a selection criteria. There is a pool of applicants as well. Even if you have so much of money. I had people who have I know people who have huge amounts of money, who have huge egos, and they're like, I'm just going to come here while I'm so rich, and well, I'm definitely Canada is going to open doors for me to come in here with so much of money because I'm such a big shot, right? No, not exactly how it works. It works like this, guys. You sign an agreement that you're going to be investing that much of money. You have to come for an exploratory business visit to that area. If you're planning to buy a business, it has to be in business for at least 5 years by one owner. So you have to show how many jobs for Canadians you're going to create. If it's in GTA or outside it, you have to show how much money you're going to invest. You have to commit to a service agreement. So how it works is like this. They give you a working visa. You come here, you register a business. You follow that agreement that you have signed with Ontario guys, and then if they see you made that agreement, they give you a nomination from the province, and now you can go and, well, you can file a paper-based application that is like 15 to 18 months to get your immigration done. Meanwhile, they're still watching you, making sure you're doing that business as well. And there is a 36, I believe 36 or 34, something like that. Like, guys, 3 years, they're going to be watching you to see that you're doing your business correctly. And if they find out that it was a misrepresentation, that you just did it because you wanted to buy Canadian permanent residency, you know, that you just wanted to cheat the system, they're going to charge you for misrepresentation, take away your permanent residency, and send you back home. But Igor, I don't think it's fair. I don't think so, guys, too. I don't think it's fair either, because so much of money people have to spend and everything. But there is so much of scam built around it too. So guys, you don't think about it this way. They're doing it because lots of people abuse this system, claiming that they're going to do something just to get permanent residency, using those shady immigration consultants who are not registered, who are not licensed, who gave them that idea. And well, you know what? Immigration guys, they actually have instructions and they know how to track it. They are used to dealing with this kind of cases, guys. So that's why I'm saying this video is not dedicated to any illegal ways. I'm going to tell you only the legal ways. Okay guys, so how much money do you need for all of this? And I'm going to tell you the cheaper version right now. I'm going to tell you the easier way how to buy it, how to get it, because well, you have to actually buy it. You have to pay for your application. I'll tell you some other cheaper and easier ways right now. The price is for investment for an entrepreneur, guys. So you know, it's crazy complicated. You have to be involved into business. You have to have experience managing that business for at least 2 years out of 5 years. It's like, it's complicated and they're watching you. Now, how much money do you need for that, for all of this complicated stuff that I told you? There are easier ways, guys. First thing is, well, you need about like what, $400,000 to start off for OANP. For other programs, up to 2 million Canadian dollars. That's a lot of money, and still it's not the easiest way. Or if you can go from startup visa, you have a brilliant idea and you can get Canadian investors to invest into part of your business that you're going to be owning and running, creating here in Canada. That's also an option. Or any other provincial programs that you can encounter. They all have a different kind of price tag. But here's the easier way, and that is not to go through investment way, not through entrepreneurship or business immigration. Okay, what are the cheaper ways to get permanent residence? Number one is education. It can be anywhere from 50 to 20,000 Canadian dollars. If you want to do master's degree, it's better. There are more options for you. If you don't have enough money, you can do 1 or 2 year certificate program, post-graduation certificate, which is gives you a post-graduation work permit, which is also awesome. And if you're even cheap like that, if you're like me, my option, I wanted to do that. I really wanted to go to Saskatchewan. I don't know, the guys in Ukraine convinced me, saying that if something doesn't work out, the education that you're going to get from Ontario, and if you have to go back. Now guys, I never had an option of not going back to Ukraine. Now, I didn't want to go back to Ukraine for sure, but if something doesn't work out, I was going to. If my visa would expire and I don't find the way how to extend it, how to stay in Canada, I would have to pack up my suitcase and go back. And that was always an option. That's why I went to Toronto. But if you go to Saskatchewan, you study for 1 year, you get 6 months of work experience, you can get provincial nominee there, and you can apply for permanent residency. That's another option. Now, if you don't have money, you can get sponsored by employer through you know, labor market impact assessment, which is difficult to do right now during the corona. What is the option, the cheapest one? The cheapest option is just to apply for Canadian work permit if you are falling under the category of the International Mobility Program, where nationals from different countries can just apply for a work permit. If your country has an agreement with Canada for that, and you're young and you fall through that youth category, you can just apply, you can come here, you can get your work experience, you can get everything done. Sweet, right? And you can apply for permanent residency. If you cannot do that, you can go through AINP program. I made a video about it as well. Lots of YouTubers did. Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, where you get designated communities. AINP, I mean Atlantic Immigration. Wrong program, guys. It's too cold. I need to put my hat on. Atlantic Immigration, Atlantic Northern Immigration Pilot Program. Designated employers can sponsor you. And I also have a list of designated employers on my website. Link is in the description of this video as well. So one of them hires you. They can just you can just apply for work permit, and they don't have to sponsor you because they are already designated to bring employees to their communities. I mean, there is a ton of options. Just never fall for those people who are going to say, well, you give me 20 grand or $75,000 and I'm going to, well, you're going to get a PR. No question asked. You know, they're going to figure something out. Those people are shady. They are scammers. And even if they do their part of work, that's most likely 99% chances, 99.99, like 100% it's a scam. And once you come here and if you get discovered, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a removal order, which is 30 days to go back home. You're going to lose your permanent residency, and consequently, if you already got your citizenship based on that permanent residency, even that can be revoked. So you don't want to do anything what isn't legal, what is misrepresenting. Do everything correctly. Go with licensed and registered immigration, regulated immigration consultants. Go with immigration lawyers. They're more expensive. I wouldn't recommend immigration lawyers because they're just more expensive. Unless you're in trouble, then you definitely need to go for a lawyer if you need to go to a federal court. But if you go to administrative tribunals and stuff like that, you can get immigration consultants. They're good enough to do that kind of job, to help you, guide you to the right way. They had to do the education, they had to get the licensing and all of that stuff, and they are regulated by the government, so they know what they're doing. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. I hope I didn't demotivate you by saying, well, you cannot just go and buy a $5 PR card, $10 bus pass, and just come here with your bags, entire family. And after on the arrival, they put a red carpet. They give you $1,000 for your personal expenses and another $25,000 for 6 months until you figure out how the things work around. And then you're like, well, maybe I should start working, or this money is kind of good enough for me to live in this country. Nobody's going to give you any money. Government of Canada always looks if you can be good, economically established, if you can fit into the culture, and if you can pay taxes. If you cannot become economically established, most likely you can go through economical class of immigration and you're not going to come here. That's the reality. Nothing is free, it's always hard. And if you have a ton of money, and if you're a good Christian, it does not matter for Canada how much money you have, and if what your religion is, forget about it. Just saying for those of my friends who are saying this kind of things to me. Alright guys, see you next video. Bye for now.